Hello and welcome to an episode of Kendra Sits at a Desk. Today, I want to talk to you guys about tattoos. Now Kendra, you're probably wondering, imaginary other half of this conversation, what makes you qualified to talk about tattoos? Well, let me tell ya. I've got 1 or 2 or 10. Also, I've been living with tattoo artists for the past few years, so I hear a lot of the backside and of the tattoo artists' view of things. I word so good. But also, having spent quite a bit of time in a tattoo shop, I kind of see how people who receive tattoos act and how the tattoo artist reacts, and you kind of know the whole process a little bit. So today, we're gonna talk about this. This is my 10 tips for tattoo receivers, because I'm good at titles. Be mindful of the placement of your tattoo. This is in relation to a lot of things. For instance, size. You can get a much bigger tattoo on your back than you can on your hand, and some tattoos will just look better in different locations on the body. Also, and more pertinent to this particular tip, some areas of the body just hurt a lot more than others. The heater just kicked on, so enjoy that background noise. And on this point, let's go to the special segment of where not to get tattooed. Between your fingers and toes. Those will fade out so fast. I mean, on the bright side, if you get a regrettable tattoo, it will fade out before you can regret it. Bottom of feet. 1, it just seems unnecessarily painful, and 2, it's one of those places where tattoos just will not last. Eyeball. People do this. It's dangerous, and despite the images of it looking super cool, it will not look the same forever. Eye tattoos are a lot different from skin tattoos, just in the fact that your eyes are different from your skin. In short, the ink could move at any moment, meaning that your cute little demon summoning circle in your eyeball could quickly make you look like the demon you were trying to summon. Back to the tattoo tips. Don't work it up too much in your head. When I got my first tattoo, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna completely change my life. And then I sat in a chair for 2 hours while I was stabbed in the back, literally a bunch of times. And then I had a picture on my back, and that was cool. And then nothing really happened. I honestly kind of forget that I have tattoos sometimes. And then I'll be like in the shower and I'll look down and it's like, oh yeah, I have these, that's cool. So this is one that some tattoo artists, particularly white tattoo artists, don't really want to talk about because it makes them sound racist, and it's not a racist thing. Skin tone matters, especially when you are going for a tattoo with color in it. Just to kind of give you an idea, I want you at home, viewers at home, I want you to grab a white piece of paper and a black piece of paper. And I want you to take some colored pencils, and I want you to try drawing on each of them. Which paper does the color appear most vibrantly? Unless you are one of those people who are wickedly skilled at drawing on black paper and know all the techniques on how to do it and make it look good, I am not one of those people. The colors on your white piece of paper are probably a lot more vibrant than the colors on your black piece of paper. And tattoo ink works pretty much the same way. This isn't to say that a person with dark skin can't get colored tattoos. And it's not to say that tattoo artists can't get those colors to look decent. Of course, some artists are going to be better at it than others. But if you have darker skin, it's important to recognize that the colors on your skin might not look the same as they would on somebody as pasty white as myself. The lighter the skin, the easier it is to make the color pop. While I'm on this topic, white ink tattoos were a major trend a few years ago, and I still see them pop up from time to time. They are super cute, and I myself consider getting one, except they don't last. See, ink rests beneath the surface level of the skin. So when you first get a tattoo, it's very vibrant because it's still pretty much sitting towards the top of the skin and there's not a lot covering it. Your tattoo is not going to be as vibrant once it's healed as it was when it first went in. White ink generally only lightens your skin 1 to 2 tones, which means at best when it's fully healed, it will look like a weird little scar. Size matters. I said it. When you are considering your tattoo, it's important to consider how much detail you want in it. Let's imagine that you want a dragon that is wrapped around a castle tower and you want your tattoo to have like every single little brick, not just every single little brick, you want to see the cracks and the little dimples in the bricks. You want to see the scales on the dragon. In order to do this properly, it would be a full back piece. That is a massive tattoo. You could get it smaller, but you would not be able to get those details in there. Remember how I said earlier how in the eyeball the ink has the potential to basically just move around? So in the skin, the ink obviously doesn't do it that much, but it can still move and blend and all of that fun stuff. Which is how you end up with before and afters that look kind of like this. But even beyond the ink moving beneath the skin, you can only pack so much detail into a tiny space before everything just kind of muddles together. So just keep that in mind. The more detail you want, the larger the piece is just naturally going to have to be to make it look like what you want it to look like. Also, be specific with what you mean by big, medium, and large size tattoos. This isn't McDonald's. You are not ordering a pop. What might be large on a tiny petite woman is gonna be super small on your 7-foot tall bodybuilder. The more specific you can be, the better. When you say small, do you mean like the size of a quarter? Do you mean like the size of a dollar bill? Do you mean like some other currency? Go to the tattoo shop that you are wanting to get your tattoo done at. Look through the artist portfolios, get to know the artist, meet the artist, especially if the piece you're going for is larger or more complex. Also, it's good to know what your artist is capable of doing, and looking at the portfolio is the easiest way to be like, this is what they are capable of doing. Also, it will be the information that you get by following the next tip a lot more accurate. Get a quote. And honestly, it's your body, it's your tattoo, you choose the artist. Get several quotes from different people. But always remember that when it comes to tattoos, you get what you pay for. Unless you are super close with the artist like I am with my mom, a low-cost tattoo is probably gonna land you with a low-quality tattoo. Not always, but that's why you look through portfolios. Remember that a lot of tattoo shops will have a shop minimum, so even if you're getting something like a simple semicolon on the wrist, it could cost $40, $50, $60 or more dollars. It's important to remember that when you are paying for a tattoo, you're not just paying for the tattoo, you are paying for the supplies that the artist is using to do the tattoo. This includes the building in which they are doing the tattoo, the chair that you are sitting on, the needles, the ink, etc., etc. Also the materials that they use to design the tattoo, be it like a tablet or colored pencils or watercolor or whatever the tattoo artist is using to design your tattoo. And the time, because some tattoos take a lot of time both in the design and the execution of the tattoo. Also, just as with any artistic thing that you might pay for, you are paying for the talent of the artist. Trust your artist. This is a lot easier to do when you go in and you meet the artist before you are intending to get the tattoo. But it's important to recognize that your tattoo artist has been doing this for a while, most likely, and they will understand what works in the aesthetic sense. There are certain rules with certain elements of different tattoos, like a face should always be pointed in a certain direction depending on where it is on the body. Also, they are more apt to know and see the lies that the internet likes to tell about tattoos. For instance, you see a lot of tattoos of like the long arrows along the arm. Super cute, right? But it never looks right. I bring this up because my mom has had to tell a lot of people this, but when you move your body, your skin kind of moves along with it, which means there are only some positions where a straight line will actually be a straight line on your body. So in my opinion, it's okay to ask questions about like, why are you doing it this way? What makes you think these certain things that you're telling me? But have it in a conversational way, don't be argumentative. Triple check the design, especially if there are words or dates or names or numbers of any kind that mean anything to you. I don't know how many times I've heard or seen people get tattoos that have the wrong date or the name is misspelled, and 9 times out of 10 it's not even the tattoo artist's fault. It has literally been the person came in and gave them the wrong spelling or the wrong date, and then the artist has them double check, they have them triple check, they still say this is correct, and then it's tattooed on, and then it's like, oh, nope, this was wrong. It happens. Everybody in the situation is human. Honestly, I would encourage you to get a second and third opinion. Bring friends, family, whomever along with you when you are looking at the design of the tattoo, when you are getting the tattoo, to verify that everything is correct. Sometimes it's fixable, other times not so much. Just take the extra couple of minutes to check. Be on time. If I had $1 for every time I've heard somebody was late or somebody didn't show up to their appointment, well, I certainly wouldn't be drinking this crappy hotel coffee now, would I? This isn't really even so much a tip for getting a tattoo as it is just a tip for life. Respect other people's time. Before you arrive to get your tattoo, I would highly, highly, highly encourage that you eat. This is especially for those people who have tattoos that are going to take like 30 minutes or more. A lot of people, their bodies will go into a very light form of shock when they get tattooed. This mostly means that your body will get super cold, so you should dress in layers when you get tattooed. But also, your blood sugar will drop. If you eat before you get a tattoo, you're not gonna have as many issues with your blood sugar just going. Long story short, this means that you're less likely to pass out during a tattoo and become somebody that everybody will laugh at for the rest of your life. So those are my top 10 tips for getting a tattoo. I hope this was helpful and informative for you. Honestly, just treat it like what it is, a permanent thing that's going on your body that you care about, and be a decent human being and recognize that your artist is also a human being. That's basically what this all comes down to. Also, don't tattoo your eyeball unless you are willing to potentially lose your vision forever. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss a new video from me, because I post sometimes. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. I can't reach the camera over the desk. Okay, we're just